Ivan Furyk enlisted in the Australian Army at 17 years of age. After leaving the army, he spent the next 32 years in the jewelry industry, most of which were on his own importing and retail business. He has written 2 novels in the Ferris series, a third on the way. Ferris Return Soldier was edited and released in collaboration with Eurobox. And today we have the great chance and opportunity to have a little chat with the author who's right now connected with us. So, hi Ivan, welcome to this new episode and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
So, please, first of all, tell us what is the Ferris series about? How is it structured and what's the plot that we can introduce to the readers?
Well, the book is basically about a group of ex-Special Forces soldiers who did their time in Afghanistan. And unfortunately, some of the Taliban who they came across chased them back to Australia, and the war ends up happening on local Australian soil. So that's the basic premise of the whole book.
Okay, anytime that I have to read a new book and I have a new book in my hand, especially if it is a series, I'm very interested and curious to know what was the inspiration for the author to write it down. When did the idea first come up to you and why?
Well, I have been in the army, as you know, and there is a lot of camaraderie there, and I guess I'm trying to put across the camaraderie and the brotherhood and probably the mentality of the soldier who's looking after his friend and the person who's next to him. So I guess even as a team player in team sports, people like to think that the person with them is important and they look after each other. And in a way, that's probably been the main theme of the whole book and most of the characters.
And what are the main thematics that the book wants to bring to the reader's attention? I mean, what's the thoughts, the reflection that the book can generate?
Well, once again, I think it's just good over evil. I mean, the guys that are the main characters, they have a very strong value of right versus wrong. They're no pushovers as far as getting into a scrap and that type of thing. And the bad guys are really, really bad. So, I think I tried to build a bit of an affinity with the good versus evil. There are demons not in everyone, but in the main character's closet, and he needs to overcome certain things. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of fighting within oneself and trying to overcome certain situations.
So we have so far introduced the book and the author's idea. Let's now talk about the readers. Who's the target reader for this book? Who would you address it to?
Yeah, I think anybody who's interested in military fiction or thrillers, they would enjoy the book. It's fairly high-paced and, yeah, I'm sure they would find it appealing.
Wonderful. Now that you have the chance to close this interview, what would you like to tell your readers?
Well, I just hope that they enjoy the book for what it is. I guess what I've concentrated on is not making it so overly complicated with lots of big words where you need to sort of stop and think what the author's talking about, because it's very easy to read. And most people have described it as a page turner. So, yeah, I would hope that they find it very comfortable to get along with.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you for your time again, and best luck with the book.
Thank you so much, Ginevra. You take care now. Thank you.
Michael Ferris, Mick to his mate, a Special Forces veteran of 4 tours in Afghanistan, the last one seeing him captured, tortured, and declared clinically dead before a daring rescue. After 12 years of service, with no further deployments on the horizon, he leaves the army and begins a new career in personal protection and security business. Most jobs are straightforward enough. However, one that reaches him him by a simple phone number passed on his release from a city lockup turns out deadly. Ferris M, Returned Soldier, written by Ivan Furyk, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.